And now today, it is so sad that I have to say Dr. Ben is now rolling over in his grave. Dr. Ben is now looking up, looking down or looking around, wherever, at one of his top students. And he is now saying, what happened to you, my brother? You were supposed to carry on the torch. Now you're going against the greatness of my teachings, of what I taught you. I think it was the time when my brother, Dr. Reggie, committed treason when Sarah Suit and Seti was going up against Nasi Yashavel. And I should have seen it then when Dr. Reggie secretly went behind all of our backs and gave Nasi Yashavel, a Hebrew Israelite, the antidote, the information that can try to kill Sarah Suit and Seti when Seti was defending Dr. Ben, defending Kemet, defending African culture. But Reggie went and gave Nasi Yashavel information against us. I didn't see it then. I couldn't believe it. I said, no, that's not my brother Reggie. He ain't do that. And then I heard Reggie one day admitted it. And I was so hurt, man. I just couldn't believe it, man. That's when Reggie failed. He have no longer become the backbone of Kemet. He have no longer become the strength of Kemet. And I just gotta say, man, I just feel sorry for my brother. Reggie, you know that's a Kemetic song, right?
No, it's a Nubian song.
It's a Kemetic song as well, Reggie.
No, it's a Nubian song.
It's still a Kemetic song, African.
It's a Nubian song. It's African.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why I got the back of the stick.
You dancing, man. You should give me that unk, brother.
Oh, man. Oh,
you should give me that unk, Reggie. That'll be a real good gift. I got a birthday coming up, Reggie.
I know, but somebody gave it to me as a gift. I can't give a gift away. But listen, this is mahogany, boy, man. Man, oh man, this will put a whipping on you. That's what I put a whipping on some of them Kemetics.
Well, why would you want to put a whipping on them using the stick of life, the unk of life, brother?
Because they need
the unk of tear down and put a whipping on.
Because see, they live in a world where it's all Kemet. The Kemet's 12th dynasty. We're talking about pre-dynastic, first dynasty, right? Old Kingdom. Pyramids was built before there was a word called Kemet.
Can I ask you a question, Reggie?
Oh shit!
It's not gonna be a light question, brother. You got the right to say no. I'm telling you, I won't be mad at you.
Yeah.
You got a right to say nah, brother. I don't want no questions right now, Sal.
No, you can ask me a question.
You sure? Don't get mad at me.
What? You can ask me a question.
I always wanted to know.
Yeah.
Do you have anything against brothers who really teach like Black Power, Red, Black, and Green, and Kemet? And Kemet the number one.
No, I don't have a problem with teaching Kemet. I have a problem with rituals and things like that.
So why did you? Because I never asked you, and you never answered me. Why did you really go against Seti in that debate for a Hebrew against Seti?
Oh no, well, Seti's situation is that he was saying that he was a student of Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan. And
what's the matter with saying that though? Because he said that, you're gonna go and give information to
I didn't give any information
to a pedophile? Now you see he's a pedophile now.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Chickens come home to roost. Chickens come home to roost. And so when you was beefing with Seti, I stay out of there. I'm on my business. Yeah. I wasn't beefing. I was beefing with the information. The information is it needed to be cited, right? And we need.
But I think at that time we were like, cool. I think that's what really made Seti have to run.
Me?
When he saw that shit, because he probably think in his mind that I was down with that shit, bro.
No.
You know, because I never spoke to Seti about that shit.
Oh, there's sacred infinite energy. Like you want to be
That nigga
monster.
really probably think I was down with that. That's why he don't pick up my phone calls or none of that. He probably really think I was down with that shit.
Hey, listen. I mean, I didn't. What did he? What did he use? He asked me a couple of questions. I'm a researcher. You know, I help anybody out, Captain
But you
Cesaria.
helping out the enemy. Them niggas look at
No,
us as
I just
enemies,
answer. I
bro.
know what questions. I know what questions to answer because I ultimately, at the end of the day, we had to deal with the Hebrews. Ultimately, at the end of the day, and Sarah, you benefited so much from that, from my research and the work that I did. Come on, because sometimes you just gotta bring them in, see what they saying, and
Come on, man. You
yeah.
got yo, Reggie.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes and so the Hebrews they were a little happy and you know what happens when you get happy and you start missing material and so we end up getting them in some other
You
groups
just
of
gotta
people.
get Reggie. You just gotta get some tougher skin. What's your sign, Reggie?
I don't have a son, but I was born in March.
Oh, okay. You gotta get you just
Sanetta,
gotta
can I
get
ask you a
some tough
question?
skin, man. That's all.
Can I ask you a question, Sanetta?
Yeah, yeah.
You said
God,
he's a pedophile. You were talking about Nazi, were you?
Yes.
Can you just tell us what it is about? And you see, I'm not going to say, oh, you talk about people. That's what everybody
No,
does.
no,
But
no, no. This is different. Yasser, because the Hebrews would say anything about polite real quick, but they own man, Nasi Yashavel, ended up being a goddamn pedophile, having sex with one of his wife's daughters, man. And he
how
got
old was
ran out
she?
of town.
How old was she, the girl?
I don't know. I don't know.
Was
It
she
escapes
underage?
me. Reggie, do you remember that?
she was underage and yeah and but look
And guess what? Hebrews tried to cover that shit up, but it was coming out so quick and hard. Now, the only Hebrew Israelite I heard speak on that was Captain Tazariak
mhm,
and Daniel Allah.
mhm.
Everybody else tried to cover that shit quick.
And Zion Lex.
And Zion
Xilex,
Lex spoke on
Xilex
it,
had
right?
Mighty Hebrew, and people said Mighty Hebrew went to jail for sexual misconduct with a minor, and that's Garfield
See
Reed who
how
said
you
that.
just bring stuff
That's
over
Garfield
here?
Reed who said that. Reggie, don't protect the pedophiles, please.
I'm not
Thank you.
protecting.
Well,
I'm not
well, well, well.
protecting
Let
them.
me speak, Reggie, please. Garfield Reed said that. You didn't go at Garfield for saying that. So we're
What's
gonna
the word
warn.
that we say?
We
Look,
gotta hide our kids and hide our wives. Let's warn the community so we know where it is safe to walk out with children. I think it's a honorable cause.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people in our community that need to get out, and so I don't know why y'all be so mad at Brother Reggie for information. I'm interested in
Who said that
information.
I'm mad
No,
at
I'm
you?
not
I'm mad
mad
at you
at
for
you for
begging
that.
against
I'm
the
I'm I'm
Kemetics.
I'm over that. But at the time I was mad as hell because I wanted all my people to bust they fucking ass.
All right, so
And I
now
don't know how that information got out. How did that get out, Reggie?
what information?
With you giving information to
Oh, because Nazi accused me
see
when we were
that? You
doing.
helped this nigga and look at what he did. He came out and told on you, bro.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
fucked up.
He played you, Reggie. He
No, he didn't
used you,
play me.
G.
That shit is crazy. You helped this nigga win a debate and he come back and tell the people,
Yeah, no, that was what you call extortion. So he didn't want me to do Kemet on trial, and so he tried to extort me.
mm,
But we ended up doing Kemet on trial. You remember it was in the church.
mm-hmm.
It was in the church, and he wanted to see if I was a sucker. And how can I say I can be extorted? Shit, I wasn't extorted on my block. What the hell am I going to be extorted? So if I said something, I said it. But it was all information. How can information?
How did that make you feel that he came out and told everybody what you did? Because nobody knew it.
People that did worse shit to me, Sa. So come on.
Yeah.
People that did worse shit to me, but it was about information. It was about getting me out of the picture, right? If I was out of the picture, Polite wouldn't have went to Egypt, right? I wouldn't have used my energy to try to figure out I wouldn't have got smashed.
Polite is a bad motherfucker, boy.
I
When
would
he
have.
had that debate, Kemetic on trial, that motherfucker took a plane to Israel. And he went to Israel and seen the shit that they got. He filmed that shit and showed all these niggas got his fucking
Yeah.
paper between the cracks and shit. I said, oh my God. When he showed that shit, Kemetic on trial, the people was like, oh, the fucking room went crazy. This nigga on the plane going to Israel.
Hey, yo, I'm Mil Carr. Yo, check this out, man. I did a video on sex, money, and murder, prequel. Go see me on my block, my dude. I got my lunch money taken every day in the school. No, you should see my video on sex, money, and murder, dude. I'm from the Bronx, yo. I'm not tough like that. I just changed my life.
So Reggie,
You don't know what
do
you're
you
talking
do
about.
you regret it? Do you regret you did that for him?
No, it's playing chess.
It's playing chess.
Yeah, playing chess with information. See, information
Reggie,
is
you lost at chess.
You don't regret that though, Reg?
No, I don't regret it because I know what I said to him. See, sometimes you talk to get information. So I just wanted to see where they at, what they knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on Kemetic on trial, we was ready for every little nasty thing that they had to say. But y'all don't give me no credit for that. Everybody else gets credit.
No, I'm saying you don't regret from the SETI debate.
No, I don't regret on the SETI debate because it was on SETI to defend. But SETI didn't call us. SETI didn't. There was a lot of people SETI could have called for help.
Oh, let me do a microphone check first. Let me do the mic check first. It is loud. Going to reduce the volume. Yeah. Might be a bit better. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Hotep Sinuhena Sinut Tiren Ishakandugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Queen's Throne's in the place to be. Salute to you, sister. Hope you're doing well. Now, the title of this video is Regg Mabry from the House of Rape is not Kemetic and not following in the footsteps. I'm sorry, in not following the footsteps of Dr. Ben. Now, you heard me playing Frankie asking Brother Reggie if he regrets giving information to a pedophile, and you've heard Reggie saying no 3 times in a row. And you've heard when I stated that Mighty Hebrew was on Zion Lex's channel, Reggie objected. See how he brings up stuff? So obviously, I'm not making it up. Reggie has a problem when you bring that stuff up. And you heard me telling him, and you can always go back if you just arrived now. Reggie, don't defend the pedophiles, please. Let me speak. And when I said that to go against, to stand against pedophiles is a noble cause, Reggie went, yeah, the most forced, yeah, the most forced yes in the history of humankind. So, brothers and sisters, press Reggie on that. Ask him about the child molesters. Ask him about Mighty Hebrew. You will see him fold. You will see a different Reggie. Ask him about that. Ask him about Nasi Yashuvel. He's going to act like he was victorious in that stuff. Now, another funny thing from Sarnetta, aka Frankie. Frankie was trying to put the blame on Reggie for Sarah Sutton said he not messing with Frankie no more. And you know what's funny? And I think that some of you have heard that because it was public. And we have young hero in the place to be. Haha, what's Shaka? What up, Shaka? I guess him into right. I'm here at work. Okay, fine. Greetings to you, young hero Hotep Seni. Now, when the debate was supposed to take place between young Pharaoh and Sarah Sutton Seti versus the Amen Ra squad, The day before, the same day, Seti and Young Farrell decided not to go ahead because they were not happy about the contract. Now, Frankie said that the contract was written by Reggie. But regardless, there was a video. Young Farrell was on the phone with Frankie Sanetta. The loudspeaker was on. I think we could see Seti in the background. Sanetta said to Young Farrell, tell Seti's mother to come suck my you know what, the word that starts with a D. And he repeated that. Now, my question, if it's not in the chat right now, whenever you watch this video, tell me if you have seen that video or not. And feel free to ask Sanetta if he said that or not. See, Queen's Throne wrote facts. So did you see that video, Queen's Throne? I don't know if that video is still available online. So Frankie might take his chances and lie and say, oh, no, or show and proof, show the receipt. Then we might as well look for it. I'm sure somebody has it. Because it wasn't Sanetta who uploaded it. So somebody uploaded it. So yes, Queen's Throne did see that video. Right. That's good. So I'm not the only one who have seen it. You know, he said, tell Seti's mother to come suck my you know what. But then now this manipulative Frankie dude is trying to act like it's because of Reggie. The South Susan said he doesn't want to have anything to do with the house of Regg. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I want to say that I don't own any copyright on Kemet. Anybody can talk about Kemet, even if they're not Kemetic. Queen's Throne wrote, I saw it when it happened in a few months ago. There it is. You see? I did not see it when it happened, but I seen it after. And I was quite surprised. I'm like, man, damn. You know what I'm saying? But that was over money. So I knew what I was going to lose money because the event was not going to take place. And when it comes to his paper, when it comes to his payola, I mean, you know, we've seen the dude, you know, even inviting and protecting, defending convicted child molesters. Yesterday, I played a video where he said a mighty Hebrew did not rape the 15-year-old girl. I played it yesterday, just yesterday. He's on tape saying, no más amigo. Okay. So just yesterday, I played Frankie saying that the mighty Hebrew did not rape the 15-year-old girl. He said that publicly. However, what have I been showing you? I'm not the only one. Garfield Reed showed it before me. But Garfield Reed had the change of heart. Garfield Reed is cool now with the dude. You have to wonder why. There it is. Rape, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, aggravated indecent assault, and indecent assault. We can leave out statutory rape and corrupted minor. We have rape. So who's lying? The paperwork is lying? Now, doesn't it sound like protecting a convicted child molester? So press Reggie on that. Ask him about that. So what, like I was saying, I don't own a copyright on Kemet. Yeah, disgusting. It is disgusting. Queen's Throne, I agree with you. And I'm glad with the work that you do, sister. I'm glad. I am. We should not lose our sanity. We have the right to disagree on religion. Some people are Hebrews or lights, so they say. Some people are Muslims, black Christians. So we have some black atheists. You know, I remember when the Amaral Squad used to teach that we come from monkeys. I remember when Ngozi put a picture of an ape and he wrote, my great grandmother. I took the screen print, then I may still have it. If Ngozi says publicly, "No, Shaka's lying, he's tripping," then I will go and look for the screen print that I have taken. I have so much screen print, brothers and sisters. Umar Johnson, when he put that a thumbnail, that meme, and it was Denzel Washington from Training Day, and um it says, "Don't hotep me all day," like, and then like do the work or something like that. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, it's like that. It's like that." Umar Abdullah Johnson, you want to diss Kemetic people? You see, and ever since I didn't see him the same way. Queen's Throne wrote, "I salute you for talking about this topic. A lot of people ignore it and support it." Yes, it's true. A lot of people are weak. They are weak. They want to act like they're not going to teach information to the people, but when it comes to child molesters, no more strength. And they claim to be warriors and revolutionaries. They're telling their friends and family members that they are fighting, that they are in the struggle for black folks, and we have convicted child molesters, and they're, "Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?" Exactly. You know? Baisse le volume, Merout. Merout, tu as entendu ce que j'ai dit? Baisse le volume. So, like I was saying, I don't own a copyright in Kemet. Black Christians can talk about it. Black Hebrews or Lights or Black Jews can talk about it. Black Muslims can talk about Kemet. Black atheists can talk about Kemet. Anybody, regardless of their race, creed, color, ethnicity, nationality, can talk about it. That's fine. But since Brother Reggie, Young Hero wrote, "Lord Shaka, it ain't funny, but you're kidding me." It's true. Now, Reggie showing footage. Let's keep it real. Now, I usually don't watch those people, but I showed you the upcoming live stream about human sacrifices in Kemet, right? So, um, it came up on my feed. The live stream was over, and actually, no, and I'm gonna show it to you, so you're gonna get some clarity about this. Hold on. So, how do I do? There, live. There it is. So let me show you. So this is the House of Rape. This is Frankie's channel, where they invite convicted child molesters with no problem. Now, I did show you this upcoming live stream, Human Sacrifice in Ancient Egypt, Part 2. Any chance that Reggie gets, it's funny, all these names end with the E sound, Reggie, Frankie, Nikki, dang. But anyway, Mighty. Oh man, the dude has a name, Mighty Hebrew, and he was convicted for child molestation. Oh man. Now anyway, but watch out. That was Rape C, which is non-forceful rape. He wrote that. He wrote. I'm not making it up. I showed it. So this is what came in my feed. You see, it says 1 hour ago. Reaction to Jonathan Owen's critique on human sacrifice in ancient Egypt. You see, so that caught my attention because Jonathan Owens, his YouTube account is Smash Rockwell. I never seen him or heard him or read him saying or writing any message in support of child molesters ever. You know what I'm saying? And he knows the meta nature. And if it's something he doesn't know, he will say he doesn't know. He's not making stuff up, basically. He's not one of those who do magic meta nature. Reggie does magic meta nature. Reggie said that my art is a bird. I never heard Smash Rockwell doing magic meta nature. You know what I'm saying? We do the normal meta nature. And for those who wonder what the magic meta nature is, there's a group of people known as Riparianites. We labeled them Riparianites, could tell you their names, but they it's been like 3 4 months that they have disappeared from the face of the planet Earth. Hold on, wifey calling me. Hold on. All right. So, what was I saying? Yeah, some riparian knights, those dudes who came to the community saying that Kemet doesn't mean black land. Basically, the root Kem, the I6, the glyph that is the Gardner reference I6, what we call the Kem glyph, transliterated with the letter K and the letter M, the sound Kem. They said that it doesn't have anything to do with the color black. It was very amusing, you know what I'm saying? So we went back and forth. Smash Rockwell and I, there's a very noteworthy video where we moonwalked on these riparian knights. Basically, the two main representatives of the riparian knights. So we have the magic metal teacher that I respect because we had a nice conversation for 3 hours. And there's the anthropological linguist and historian, without a single degree in that field. You know what I'm saying? The guy who says that, Yoruba is cognate with Hebrew or something. I don't know. Let me get this right. Because if I misquote, they're gonna say, you see, he was wrong. He was wrong. I didn't say that. So he said Hebrew is an African language, and he says, yeah, Yoruba is connect with Hebrew, or if you will, Hebrew is cognate with Yoruba. You know what I'm saying? And some of you never heard it.
Then when you do a linguistic analysis, you understand that the Hebrew language is cognate with the Yoruba language.
So you heard it. So, and you can hear also that Hebrew is an African language.
This is how we know that the Hebrews. First of all, you got to understand that Hebrew is an African language.
And and then the most famous probably is the claim that Allah is in the Egyptian text.
Allah, and this is where I would disagree with Brother Shaka, is actually in the Egyptian text.
There's another one that's quite funny as well. The claim that Allah is an indigenous African god.
The god Allah is an indigenous African god.
I have many other, strange claims like that. But if you don't show the, those claims are so weird. If you tell somebody, there's a brother who said that Allah is in the Egyptian text, they're gonna look at you funny. They're gonna, man, this guy is, it's this kind of thing you have to see to believe it or hear it to believe it. But you heard it. So there's a live stream. We moonwalk on them. You know what I'm saying? The magic Medunetta teacher was in trouble, and he called the anthropological linguist, and we just moonwalk on them. It was pitiful, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they can always come back. You heard the song from Aaliyah, dust yourself up and try again. That's what you got to do. Not only their information was way off, but they were so disrespectful, man. They disrespected damn near everybody that didn't agree with them, even PhDs, man. You know what I'm saying? I've played how the anthropological linguist, talked about Dr. Obadele Campbell, PhD of linguistics. You know what I'm saying? And many other scholars. It was weird, man. And these are the guys that the House of Rape used to promote. These are the guys that Trackfield used to promote. You know that guy who said that Allah is in the Egyptian text? Trackfield, that as Garfield Reed, who used to go in on child molesters, but now he's cool with them, well, at least with one of them. He called that guy his master teacher. So you can see how messy it is when it comes to information. When somebody that says that Hebrew is connected with Yoruba and Allah is in the Egyptian text, if he's your master teacher, you have to be pseudo by default. It cannot be any other way. You see? So now, Reggie, hear this video, hear reaction to Jonathan Owen's critique on human sacrifice in ancient Egypt. That caught my attention. So I clicked on it, scrolled through it, Listen to what Smash had to say a little bit. And then I see Reggie showing footage from a lecture or conference, and Dr. Ben was there. We can see Professor Leonard Jeffries. And Reggie proceeds to show, oh, look, you're gonna see me. We see Reggie. You know what? I'm gonna show it. Reggie's trying to act like he has credentials and stuff. Like, oh, hold on. There it is. Hold on. You're gonna, brothers, you gotta see, brothers and sisters. Tu as mal où, Meroun? Ah bon? J'arrive, d'accord. Ah bon? Ok. D'accord. Prends l'oreiller, Merout. Mets l'oreiller derrière. Prends l'oreiller là. Non, ça. Voilà. Voilà. Mets ça là derrière, comme ça. Mets-le. Voilà, quand même. All right. Let's have a look, brothers and sisters. Yeah, sometimes, I have to take the habit actually of showing the stuff, because you have to see it, man. Some people think that we're making things up because we are in disagreement. Young Hero wrote, shaking my head, Reggie is an embarrassment. Now, I'm going to put the volume up so you can hear what Reggie says.
Brother Sekou, beloved brother Sekou, and can't find it. There I go. Look, who pops up in the scene? Yeah, brother Reggie, right? Yeah, let me do it again. Now, what I want y'all to show.
You see? Now, hold on.
Is those groups of people, the Kemetic people?
All right. Well, okay, it's
you
yawning. Not a good
they're
look.
not here.
But anyway, this is Dr. Ben. This is Professor Jeffries. Now, he says this is Sekou. I don't know Sekou, you know what I'm saying? Oh, would it be the same Sekou that Lord Abba was talking with when Lord Abba said that he was going to embarrass Dr. Rikedi? Amen. If I'm not mistaken, he was talking to someone called Brother Sekou, and it kind of looks the same, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, here he's showing some conference. He's showing, Dr. Ben, Professor Jeffries, and he wants to act like, he wasn't in the game and stuff. So what does he do? He is not here having the discussion with Dr. Ben. You know what I'm saying? When Reggie talked about Brother Jabari, he said, "Oh, Brother Jabari is a Wab priest." Now, a Wab priest, Wab can mean pure. It can have other meanings. So it's basically the priest that used to, like clean and prepare the place for the worship, for the spiritual or religious matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's trying to, belittle Jabari and stuff like that. But when it comes to Dr. Ben, do we see Reggie here talking with Dr. Ben, having the conversation like Dr. Ben is? We see Reggie just passing through, and I think he's going to show it again.
They're not here.
Maybe he's not, because he's going to realize it's not a good look.
Dr. Ben, you won't see no lectures with.
Yeah, he said he would show it again, but I guess he realized, man, that's such a bad look, because you see, we see Dr. Ben talking with them, shaking hands, stuff like that. But what does he show when it comes to Reggie?
Ben, you won't.
Hold on.
The Kemetic is those. Yeah, let me do it again.
There it is. That's Reggie's contribution. Reggie happened to walk by.
Look, who pops up in the scene? Yeah, Brother Reggie.
Let's count. Hold on.
Love Brother Sekou, and can't find it. There you go. Look. 2. Who pops up in the scene?
3.
Yeah, Brother Reggie. Right?
5. 5 seconds, man. it's it's like, somebody is an extra in the movie, you know what I'm saying? It's like all the way in the back. And it's, hey, I was in that movie, man. I'm an actor, man. I played in that movie. I had a very significant part. Man, you were an extra, man. We don't even hear you, man. We barely seen you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Reggie is not Kemetic. He said it himself. All right? I'm gonna play it because he likes to use Dr. Ben to his advantage, and also John Henry Clark, but mainly Dr. Ben to his advantage. So some people may be misled into thinking that Reggie is Kemetic, but he is not Kemetic, and he said it himself. Just check it out.
All right, Reggie, are you Kemetic?
No, I'm a descendant of West Africa, and I study ancient Egyptian culture. And
You already nailed it, Reggie. You already nailed it. You got it.
So I am not a member of a cult called the Kemetics.
You heard it. You see, and I want people to know that, because some people just happen to find out about those channels recently, and they might think, okay, well, he knew Dr. Ben. He knows some of the Medu Neter, even though he does magic Medu Neter once again by saying that Ma'at is a bird. I mean, let me just share the video, because some people might think I'm making it up, but I actually dealt with that. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, where is it? It says where it says Ma'at is a bird. Well, actually, I will share two videos. So the first one I'm sharing, he wrote, "Law, you can tell Ben didn't know him. Like, he knew him. I ain't gonna go there. But it's like, you can know somebody, man. Like if somebody's your butler, you know your butler. He serves you tea, coffee. He brings you drink. He brings you some sandwich. He goes errand for you. You know the guy. But it's not like the guy was your colleague. He was your butler. He played a role. It has a use. A job is a job. But Reggie is faking the funk. Reggie says that he's been doing the work for 30 years. He only has one article, peer reviewed in a journal, from people who committed linguistic gymnastics and linguistic acrobatics. And they were refuted by Dr. Obadele Campbell, PhD in linguistics. And they did some magic Medu Neter too. You know what I'm saying? It's not out of hate. I'm saying that it's for the record. It's written. It's in their book. Non, tu as déjà pris, on va manger après. So here, there's that link here. Keep Black America out of your mouth. That's what Reggie told me. So he says Reggie Mabry can't hide his xenophobia. But then the one about Ma'at being a bird, hold on. The one about, no. Yeah, I just had it there. Okay, it's okay. Let me go down. There it is. Funny, he gave information to Nasi Yashuvel. And now he's here saying that Ma'at is a bird. But the first time I heard Ma'at is a bird, this is when I had to weigh in with Tazariak. So I'm wondering who could have told Tazariak that Ma'at is a bird. Maybe one day Tazariak are not going to be happy with Reggie. He's going to make some revelations. Who knows? Now here, Ma'at is a bird. Reggie's magic Medu Neter capping for the Hebrew. So I dealt with that. Because he said it first in writing, and then he's trying to, oh man. But anyway, so he's not Kemetic, right? He's using Dr. Ben to give himself some legitimacy. But listen to what he says. Dr. Ben dealt with Kemet. He taught the story of ancient Egypt, amongst other things. I even played Dr. Ben reading from the glyphs in Kemet, in Egypt. I've played Dr. Ben reading the Medu Neter, because some people will play the clip, the video of Dr. Ben disagreeing with people speaking the Medu Neter. So he goes like, ka 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 ka. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he uses the word gibberish, but he Dr. Ben felt like you cannot speak it. That's how he felt. But Dr. Ben never said you cannot read it, because he's on tape reading from it. You know what I'm saying? So some people are trying to use that, all of that, because of Walter Williams' claim that the Medu Neter has not been deciphered. Walter Williams wrote a book about 20 years ago on Ma'atian Press. Walter Williams greets by saying Ma'at Hotep, but yet the Medu Neter has not been deciphered. So I wonder why he uses Ma'atian Press and why he uses Ma'at Hotep when he greets, if he hasn't been deciphered. What word is he using? What does it mean? And if he knows what it means, then how does he know what it means? Is he relying on the Greeks? But anyway, over 2 pages in the book, The the historical origin of Christianity, Walter Williams explained why he feels the meta nature has not been deciphered. We have scholars all around the world, PhDs in many different fields, and once again, I've never heard one single PhD, regardless of his field, and I'm talking accredited university. So don't bring me some, accredited university. Okay, let's at least do that. I never heard one single PhD from an accredited university that state that the meta nature has not been deciphered. So basically, all these scholars who studied for so many years and know so many different languages, they are all wrong, but Walter Williams is right. How many languages does Walter Williams speak? We have to stop that, for real. But anyway, listen to what brother Reggie said about Kemetic people.
I don't believe in old Egyptian gods. I don't believe in that stuff. I wasn't even taught that bullshit, right? I'm the one who bangs against the Kemetics. I bang against them and they can't get through me because the gods that they worship, right, were born from another group of thinking, right? So you can't come with me with no goddamn Heru or no other that bullshit. Show it to me in the primary, show it to me in writing, show it to me in the period. You're making the bullshit up.
Reggie has one of the biggest ego in the conscious community. There's only one time that I recall Reggie saying that he was wrong. I don't even think he said wrong. He said, I take that back, actually. It's when he said that, and I think I addressed it, when he said that Heru raped several women. I think it was 7, but let me see. There it is. There it is. I've documented that. Share it. It's happening so hard for the Hebrews, man. Track field. He supported track field in lie of the bachelor's degree in history, so he doesn't have any integrity. He's not in a position to give any more lessons. So you see the link here. Reggie said that Horus raped 7 women, then retracted. And let me just show you, because I surely had the screen print. All right, so I'm going to make it larger. Is it showing well? Yes. So if I read, it says, I take back that Horus raped 7 women. I found a source that debunks that. Horus simply desired them. All right. Now, I don't need to read the whole thing. You can read the whole thing. You can stop it. You can do a screen print, whatever you want, enlarge it. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't say I was wrong. He didn't say sorry. He didn't say my bad. He said, I take back that Horus raped 7 women. It's not a minor charge or allegation or statement. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, what I've played, he said he bangs against the Kemetics. He bangs against them. He said it clearly. So just for the record, all right, this is for information's purposes. All the young brothers and sisters who go online and see some titles, and they will see Medu Neter, they will see ancient Egypt, they must know that not only Reggie is not Kemetic, but he bangs against the Kemetics. And he gave information to the Hebrew camp when there was a debate against the Kemetic camp. Cyrus Seti knew Dr. Ben, contrary to what Reggie's trying to say, lying on Seti. You understand what I'm saying? Reggie lied many times. Reggie lied when he said that he's not helping Garfield Reed for the debate against Jabari, and Garfield Reed lied when he said that Reggie was not helping him for the debate against Jabari. And then Reggie slipped up, made a mistake, wanted to present something, and he showed the slide, the PowerPoint presentation slide for the debate between Garfield Reed and Jabari. And besides, before that, Garfield Reed himself probably was not in a good mood, was not in good terms with Reggie. He showed the opening slide of his debate versus Jabari before the the loss of a family member, and before the FBI sting operation, and the title was Jabari Must Die. Garfield himself said, it's Reggie who prepared that for me. It was Reggie who did that. Garfield said it out of his own mouth. He threw Reggie under the bus. And then Reggie lied when I brought it up, and he was so mad. And I was on Smash Rockwell, and I've shown that he insulted me. He said "f you," several times. You know what I'm saying? So Reggie, he's a habitual liar. Young brothers and sisters, you have to know that. And if he dares say that I'm lying, everything that I've been saying, now maybe I don't have the video where Garfield Reed said, "Oh, it's Reggie who showed it to me," but maybe I played it. I can go to the archives. But everything else that I've said when Reggie insulted me and stuff like that, I have the footage. I have it. I've documented it. It's there on my video. So he's a habitual liar. Now, so he gave information to the Hebrew camp against the Kemetic camp. Turned out that the guy is, in Frankie's own words, Saneda's own words, and if you haven't heard it, go back to the beginning. I played it as an intro. I didn't have the extended 25 minutes intro that I play every now and then. I had a different intro today. Saneda is asking Reggie, don't you have any regret about giving information to a pedophile? Reggie said no several times, 3 times in a row. He said no. He has no regrets. You see? And what did Reggie say about the ancient Egyptian kings? What did he say about them? What did Reggie say about the kings of Kemet?
But I don't care. Listen, watch this, y'all. Look at me. I don't care about Egyptian pyramids. I think that they was a little cuckoo. I think they should have built a wall like the Wall of China. I think they would have been smarter to do that instead of building beacons to get attacked over and over again. I think those religious-minded ancient Kemetic were cuckoo for Cocoa Pops for doing that.
You don't mean that, do you?
Huh?
You don't mean that, do you?
I definitely mean that. You don't know, Shaka? You know who you invited on this channel? Brother Reggie? Huh?
You're saying you think that the commissions were a bit
Cuckoo
crazy?
for Cocoa Pops for doing that.
No, come on, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Why not?
You can't say that.
I got some time. Hey, look, the late period of ancient.
Why would you go that far?
He said that the ancient Egyptian kings to be the pyramids were crazy. That's what cuckoo means. Some people say, "Oh no, Shaka, you from France, you don't understand what cuckoo means." Because if you look at the etymology of cuckoo in the Greek, you have the word. We know what cuckoo means. You seen the movie Hancock with Will Smith? I don't recall the name of the lady who plays the superhero. But there's a part. When he says, the girl's crazy, she's like, call me crazy once again. He said, cuckoo. But anyway, young Harold wrote, where they be getting all new information from and can't prove his jealousy runs deep. Well, his jealousy, I mean, we've seen it. He's been jealous at Jabari. He even talked about Jabari, taking tours and taking people to Kemet, talking about it's too expensive. You can go to Kemet for less. You can probably go to Kemet for less, but would you have somebody that's knowledgeable and studied the culture for so long and so on? You know what I'm saying? It's not the same price if you pay to go there without a tour guide and with a tour guide. You know what I'm saying? And besides, Dr. Ben took people to Kemet. Did he take them for free? I mean, that guy is so ridiculous. So many times you will hear, see, Reggie's angle is giving names of scholars that he knows. And all you have to do, brothers and sisters, is to play that clip. It is less than 40 seconds long. It's 36 seconds long. You play that clip and ask them, what's your stance of Reggie saying that? I'll be damned if I see any elders, whether it's Professor James Small, whether it's Professor Leonard Jeffries, whether it's Rickety Amen, whether it's Mfudishi Jehutime saying that they support what Reggie said.
I don't believe in old Egyptian gods. I don't believe in that stuff. I wasn't even taught that bullshit, right? I'm the one who bangs against the Kemetics. I bang against them and they can't get through me because the gods that they worship, right, were born from another group of thinking, right? So you can't come with me with no goddamn Heru or no other that bullshit. Show it to me in the primary, show it to me in writing, show it to me in the period. You're making the bullshit up.
Just ask them. You can also ask Dr. Mario Beatty, who is currently the head of ASCAC, you know. But Dr. Mario Beatty also dealt with the riparian rights claim, you know. And he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? He read from the French, contrary to some riparian knight who claims he can read the French, but we've seen that he changed the meaning of the original French, you know. So I don't expect people to be perfect with a foreign language. I don't really want to fault people for not being familiar with a foreign language because it's not that easy. I speak several languages, so I know, and I've been learning several other languages, you know. So I know it's not easy, but once you change the meaning, you know, then don't pretend as if you know the language. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I want you to make that clear. It's very important for the young brothers and sisters to know it. Now, Smash Rockwell, you know, he has respect for Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Osai Mka. I hope he's doing well. I haven't heard from Osai Mka in a while. I hope he's doing well, brother. If you're here, you know what I'm saying, feel free to, you know, holler, leave a comment or something like that, you know. But I haven't heard from you in a minute, you know. But Osai Mka, you know, he has respect for Reggie. You know, he calls him Seba. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe back in the day, Reggie thought a thing or two, but it is what it is. But personally, and for the record, that video where that one here.
But I don't care. Listen, watch this, y'all. Look at me. I don't care about Egyptian pyramids. I think that they was a little cuckoo.
For the record, that's my channel, my forever. He came on my channel several times, just like Frankie came on my channel several times. I may have went on his channel more than he went on mine, but just for the record, Garfield Reed came on my channel. So, Reggie will come on my channel. We read the Meta Nature on the fly, you know, and a few times, and he will come as a, you know, as a regular caller. And one time he even asked me to present, to make a presentation. You know what I'm saying? He asked me, you know. So I ain't gonna be like Frankie and say, "Oh, he begged me to make a presentation." No, he didn't beg me. He asked me. I said, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? And he did the presentation on my channel. So then it was all good. You know what I'm saying? But since I disagree with his stance of Isefet, now Isefet is transliterated with the letter I. Some may use the letter J, the letter S, the letter F, the letter T. Isfet or Isefet, people pronounce it differently depending on, you know, if they want to add the vowel E between the consonants, which is the convention of Egyptology. But that ancient Egyptian word, that Medu Necher word, means basically chaos, disorder. It's the opposite of Ma'at, which is order or cosmic order, truth, justice, and so on, you know. And this book by Jan Osman is about Ma'at alone. And you can see the book is in French, you know. I don't know if it was translated in English, you know. So, and I told you about a book by another PhD, Bernadette Menu. You will pronounce it menu once again, Menu. She wrote a book about Ma'at as well, you know. But it's in French. I don't think it has been translated in English, you know. So, all this to say that, hold on. Yeah, where they at now? Mais Ruth, qu'est-ce que je t'ai dit de faire? Ok, donne-moi je vais prendre le téléphone. Va remettre ça. Hold on. Baby girl's being a troublemaker right now. Sorry, I was disturbed by the troublemaker. It's troublemaker right here.
Non, papa. Arrête la coucou, s'il te plaît.
Je vais changer. C'est pas plein, je vais changer après. All right. So, kind of lost my thought. I'm sorry, but it was very important for you to know that this guy, in the words of Sayonara, committed treason. You know, some of you missed it because that's the first thing that I played. So just for the record, oh, where is it? There it is. Actually, it's less than 2 minutes long. So let me just play. This is not slander. This is Sayonara. This is Frankie. So this is not gossiping. This is not slander. This is not cloud chasing. This is the elder Sayonara telling the people live on air that Reggie committed treason. So if someone commits treason, what is he? He's a traitor, isn't he? How can we say, well, he committed treason, but he's not a traitor? Somebody committed rape, but he's not a rapist. Can we say that? You know?
And now today, it is so sad that I have to say Dr. Ben is now rolling over in his grave. Dr. Ben is now looking up, looking down or looking around, wherever, at one of his top students. And he is now saying, what happened to you, my brother? You were supposed to carry on the torch. Now you're going against the greatness of my teachings, of what I taught you. I think it was the time when my brother, Dr. Reggie, committed treason when Sarah Sutton said he was going up against Nasi Yashavel. And I should have seen it then when Dr. Reggie secretly went behind all of our backs and gave Nasi Yashavel, a Hebrew Israelite, the antidote, the information that can try to kill Sarah Sutton Seti when Seti was defending Dr. Ben, defending Kemet, defending African culture, but Reggie went and gave Nasi Yashavel information against us. I didn't see it then. I couldn't believe it. I said, no, that's not my brother Reggie. He ain't do that. And then I heard Reggie one day admitted it. And I was so hurt, man. I just couldn't believe it, man. That's when Reggie failed. He have no longer become the backbone of Kemet. He have no longer become the strength of Kemet. And I just got to say, man, I just feel sorry for my brother.
You heard it. So if some people say traitor Reggie or Reggie traitor or treason Reggie, whatever nickname they want to use, who said it? Frankie. Sayonara himself said it, man. And at the bottom, you have that message, you know. On StreamYard, you know, you can, like, for example, where is it? You see? You can have a message going at the bottom of the screen like that. This is my Cash App. That's my YouTube. You know? That's my PayPal. So the message that goes at the bottom of the screen, you can go back. It says, and can I have the voice when I play the stuff? Hold on.
And now today, it is so sad that I have to say Dr.
Just
Ben
have a look at the bottom.
is now rolling over in his
Napashada,
grave.
the HOK
Dr.
champion.
Ben is now looking.
Napashada, the HOK champion, man. You know, some people do friendship scholarship because somebody's their friend, their homie, or whatever else. Then they hype them up, they geist them up. So Napashada was a HOK champion. I mean, I thought it was Jabari. You know, I don't have anything personal against Nepal. So I never said that she ran with his money, you know, with the debate money. But I remember hearing the past say that we have 2 hearts or 3 hearts, So, we have one here, whatever, I'm saying. I'm sure some other people seen it. So when she said that, I knew she was on some metaphysics stuff, and a lot of metaphysics stuff is just pseudo, But nobody's perfect. Oui, après. Nobody's perfect. Non, tu vas pas que je suis occupé là. Tu vas pas que je suis occupé, mes routes. Mais je vais pas te donner, voilà. Je vais pas te donner. All right. So anyway, I guess I went to most of the points that I wanted to address. Young brothers and sisters. Oh, yeah. Frankie. Khalid Abdul Muhammad is turning over in his grave because you betrayed what he stands for, Sanetta. You have people on your panel comfortably saying that they celebrate the death of Africans, and you still invite them. You have convicted child molesters, and you still invite them, and you give them all the respect in the world. And I heard through the grapevine that Tazariak backed down again from a debate, because when we had the weigh-in, they're trying to, put some narrative. I asked the dude, do you want to debate? Yes or no? He didn't want to debate. He ran from the debate, and it's fine. It's fine. He has a right to run. It's not the only runner. Track field is a professional runner. You know what I'm saying? And feel free, brothers and sisters, because one Jamaican person told me that in Jamaica, they don't have funerals on December 24th. So just ask. But I clearly asked the dude several times, do you want to debate? Yes or no? The weighing was supposed to be in anticipation of a debate, or basically a pre-debate, if you will, just a discussion. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to. And I was told, now that's why I heard through the grapevine, you know what I'm saying? I was told that it's because somebody pulled up a picture of Katazar's parents. Now, I did see a picture of Katazar's father, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see the mother, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is that it was done a while back. It was, and I even shared it, you know what I'm saying? So we seen Katazar. Now, if you don't know Katazar, I'm going to show you who Katazar is. He's also an ISUPK member. And here you're going to see Tazariak admitting that he's financially supported the ISUPK member who was convicted in the court of law for child molestation. So in the background, for lack of a better word, you will see Katazar. And he's the one who's going to, it looks like he's going to, the one playing the audio that says, shut the F up, whatever, to kick the sister out of the panel. Because that's what those guys do. When you bring up their organization's member molesting children, they kick you off, they disrespect you. And that's Katazar, for those who don't know who he is.
Are you accused of molesting your wife's niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay, I will be able to one day. So I have my third question. Captain Tazariak, do you have a homie that's in prison right now for child molestation that you support financially?
Yes.
But I thought you were against child molestation and those that are molesters to children.
I am against child molestation and those that molest children.
So why are you supporting this person, but you speak ill against others that have a love for people that have been just accused of child molestation?
Okay, I'll answer your question very easily. When I was at both cases of both trials, the evidence that they had, they gave the brother a lie detector test, which he passed. They tested the sister for, the young girl rather, whether her hymen was broke because he was accused of molesting her. Her hymen was not broke. A hymen, for those that don't know, a hymen is something that they use to test to see if the woman's or the child's virginity has been broken or anything like that. There was information that she said that she gave, which she then retracted. So the first case that they did was thrown out. The second case they did not want to answer to. Excuse me, the jury was hung on it, and the judge did not want to release them until they came up with an answer, and then they came up with a guilty verdict. So from observing the case, if he was guilty of the crime, I would in no way support the brother. But from the evidence of the case, from the testimonies of him as well as the individuals involved, he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty.
Wow, so he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty, but you speak ill against someone else that is not guilty, but they say he was guilty. So I have a question. This brother that you support, does he have children?
Yes.
And if so, do you ever say to those children, you have a father that's a child molester?
No, I don't.
Well, why do you do that to others that have a love for Dr. Malachi Z. York Ill and you want his children of him being a quote-unquote so-called child molester, and you speak for supporting him?
Yeah. So not only shut the F up, but there was the B word first. So that's Kataza. You see? Now Kataza, you know, he's an ISUPK member. We've seen him plenty of time. You know, he's Puerto Rican. He doesn't look black at all, but they claim that he's black. So when we have seen previously the picture of Kataza's father, some people may think, well, yeah, but his mother, because obviously he looks Caucasian, Caucasoid, white, you know, of European descent, not European, but of European descent. And some people may think, well, okay, all right, the father's white, the mother is probably black, you know. Now, if the picture of the mother has been shown and the mother happens to be white as well, then, you know, where do they get that the dude is black? But mind you, when you talk about Puerto Rican, they like to say they are Israelites. Sometimes they will be careful not to use the word black. And when we had the Wayne, I was talking about this. And Punk Monkey Sanetta protecting child molesters, inviting child molesters. And he said that when he was in his 30s, he was having sex with a 15-year-old girl called Nikki. Have you heard Sanetta denying that? I haven't heard Sanetta denying that. So since it is clear after 2 weeks that Sanetta does not want to answer the simple question, do you support child molesters or are you against child molesters? Fine. He doesn't want to answer that. We get it. You know, he's all in his feelings, calling people names, saying that we slandered him when he's the one slandering us. The sister Queen's Throne said that she received death threats. That's how far they go. You know what I'm saying? Okay, fine. We get it. You don't want to answer that question. Too much pressure for you. You buckle under the pressure. Fine. Well, here's a new question now. Did you have sex with Nikki when she was 15 years old and you were in the 30s, Sanetta? Frankie, can you answer that question if you don't mind? It's not too much to ask, you know. Anki stated that, you know. So just for the record, you know. And it's been a while that has been said. And sometimes people don't want to deny stuff because they know other people are in the know. They have the knowledge. They have the information. They may even have receipts. So he knows if he lies about that, somebody's going to pull his card and say, hey, stop lying, man. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to ask him that question. Did you sleep with Nikki when she was 15 and you were in your 30s? I heard he was 33 years old. He was Jesus' age, man. When we say Jesus' age, because according to the Abrahamic literature, Jesus died at age 33, you see. Twice the girl's age. Here it wasn't like, oh, he was 17, she was 15. It's not, he was 18, she was 16. Now it's, she was 15, he was 30. So I'm just asking, I'm not slandering. It's not defamation. Enki said it. Another person said it when he called Enki's program, you know. And the first time I heard it, I heard Queen's Throne saying it in that same live stream that I shared yesterday. So I heard 3 different people saying it, you know. And I've seen Frankie, you know, we've seen the footage from Frankie saying, hey, don't ask me about Nikki. Hey, just answer the question. Is it true? You seen the movie Think Like a, no, not Think Like a Man. Why Did I Get Married? When they're at the dinner table, you know, and the secrets are revealed. The girl tell you, hey, your man is, you know, is with that chick. So she's like, nah, And she looks at him, she says, is it true? So, brothers and sisters, look at Sanetta in the eyes and ask him, Frankie. Just look at Frankie in the eyes and ask him, Frankie, is it true? and let's see his response. Let's see his response. He will surely call names, say that we want certain body parts in of him, make all these sexual remarks using the N word, using the F word, using so many profanity, saying that we're trying to bring the house of consciousness down. It can never be a house of consciousness when you have convicted child molesters and people who celebrate the death of Africans and people who say that Martin Luther King and shit, and people who say that Martin Luther King deserved death because the Bible says so, and people who say that Martin Luther King was a bitch. That can never be the house of consciousness. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever. They have the right to call it that, though. We have the right. I have the right to disagree as a human being. It doesn't sound like consciousness to me. Oh, I almost forgot. They celebrate the death of black folks. They celebrate the death of Africans. And that is why when you get to heaven, Frankie, if you get there, Khalid Abdul Muhammad will slap the taste out of your mouth. He will slap the taste out of your mouth. You use Khalid Abdul Muhammad's name because you're part of the NBPP, with your Asiatic black man name. Frankly, let's keep it real, man. Sanetta, are you Kemetic? How come Reggie didn't ask Sanetta, do you know the Meta Nature? Reggie asked that to Sekou. Sekou knows some Meta Nature words. We talked about it. Sekou knows other languages, and he has seen similarity. Because there's a lot of similarity between the Meta Nature or ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic and several African languages. And I've shared the PDF from PhDs dealing with that. Dr. Theophilo Benga, and a few others, So Reggie asked Sekou, do you know the Meta Nature? Did Reggie ask Sanetta, do you know the Meta Nature? Reggie, why don't you ask Sanetta, do you know the Meta Nature? Why do you ask that question to Sekou but not to Sanetta? Is Sanetta Kemetic? If he's Kemetic, why does he get people who disrespect Kemet all the time? Payola, the paper, the money, the moolah. That's all he cares about. That's why he has convicted child molesters on his panel. So he goes against what Khalid Abdul Muhammad thought. We never heard Khalid Abdul Muhammad saying that he celebrates the death of Africans. Khalid Abdul Muhammad went to Africa. He lived in Africa for a while. According to this book, that's where he earned his PhD. You see? So if Khalid Abdul Muhammad would have heard people celebrating the death of Africans, and that happening on the channel, on the platform of one of his students, best believe Khalid Abdul Muhammad would have slapped the taste out of Frankie. Frankie, I heard, he talked about one time when Khalid Abdul Muhammad, quote unquote, barked at him. Frankie himself said that tears were coming down his eyes and he was saved by another brother. I don't know what kind of mistake Frankie made, but Frankie's messing up all the time. So, it must have been, I don't know if you heard, I don't know if Khalid heard about Nikki or if you heard about the choo-choo van, but, something made Khalid unhappy. So can you imagine over a mistake, which may be a minor mistake or maybe something strange that, that some people, hey, people have their past, then they're going to say, oh, I was in the street, I did this, I did that. But hey, man, street is not the information. Some people get it twisted, man, but fine, Can you imagine Khalid Abdul Muhammad's reaction? Knowing that Sanetta is cool, defending and inviting people who celebrate the death of black folks? He will backhand he will backhand Frankie, you know, and Frankie is scared because he knows that's what's going to happen. The backhand is coming, man. Frankie's going to get the biggest backhand in the history of humanity. Khalid is coming for you, Frankie. Khalid is going to give you that work. Khalid is going to discipline you, Frankie. He's going to discipline you. He will. He will discipline you because you committed treason. As much Asiatic black man as a new Black Panther Party is, have you ever heard some new Black Panther Party member saying that they are cool with people celebrating the death of Africans? I never heard that. Have you heard that, brothers and sisters? Is that consciousness? Is that the information? Celebrating the death of black folks, celebrating the death of Africans. Unfortunately, some people have that FBA vibe and they don't care if they're celebrating the death of Africans. They will only care if people celebrate the death of black people in America. It's a shame, but it's a reality. It is what it is. But since when celebrating the death of black folks is consciousness? It's not consciousness. It's not rocket science. It's a fact. Now, please, ask Sanetta. ISUPK celebrate the death of Africans. The Zaryak said that he celebrated the death of Africans. Is that consciousness, Frankie? Just ask him. Just ask him the question. He knows damn well he's not going to say no. He's not going to say that's consciousness. That is actually ignorant. That is actually ignorant. You know? Lord, now he don't even know her. That woman all over the place and confused. I don't know who you're talking about there. Shaking my head, but he always trying to sell some black people. So it is actually ignorant, man. So you can call it the house of ignorance. You can call it the house of xenophobia. Because once again, that Reggie, who loves to drop names, who loves to name drop elder scholars who have made their transition, he told Sekou, you have no standing in our community. You talk to your people, I talk to my people. You're an outsider. That's what he said to Sekou. That's xenophobic. That is. So feel free to ask Dr. Mario Bidi what his opinion is. Ask Dr. Mario Bidi what's his opinion regarding Reggie telling a continental African, you have no standing in our community. You talk to your people, I talk to my people. You're an outsider. I asked the same question to Professor Leonard Jeffries. I asked the same question to Professor James Moles. I asked the same question to Rikedi Amen. I asked the same question to Mfudishi Jehuti Mess. I asked that question to Jabari. Jabari is 100. He will say what he feels about that. I know they are cool. I'm not trying to make it so they are not cool anymore. But Jabari is straight up. He will say he doesn't agree with that. He might not throw Sa under the bus, but he will sure. I mean, we know Jabari is not going to say, oh, yeah, I agree with that. I'm cool with that. You know? So it's important, man. This guy who tried to portray himself as an official guy who was amongst the great, but yet he will show you a 5-second clip of him walking by. There's another clip I've seen, you know, he was ASCAC and he was like kind of making an introduction, you know what I'm saying? You know, he knows those people, but he's not one of their peers, you know? I'm talking about Nepal. She used to act like she all that. Look at him now. That's why he ran back to his wife. Well, I don't think he left his wife, but I don't really want to talk about his family like that. I was really in the comment there. But, you know, I don't know if people have some information, that he left his wife. I didn't hear that. I don't know. Some people said that, but I thought he was with the two at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But it's embarrassing if indeed he left his wife, and if he was staying with Nepal, and then Nepal ran off with or without the money, and then he's back to the house. But things like that happen. You know what I'm saying? People get together, break up. It is what it is. What's funny to me is that if she ran with the money, and that is what he stated publicly. You know what I'm saying? That's what he stated. But then later on, when he came on my channel, it was like, oh, I may have made a mistake. How are you gonna say she ran over the money, and then you say, I may have made a mistake? I mean, it's either you made a mistake or you didn't make the mistake. It's not, I may have made a mistake. It takes like a week or two for you to realize that you made a mistake. Man, you see how fishy it is with those people, man? But you know what? Let bygone be bygones. What about Nikki? What about Nikki Chanel from Harlem, from New York? That's why from now on, some of you may have not noticed, but when I say join us today, and by the way, we're going to have Christopher Davis today at 4 p.m. EST. He's going to deal with medicine in ancient Egypt. You see? So feel free to tune in. And you notice that I don't no longer put New York time. I put 4 p.m. EST, and I put Frankie and Nikki time because they're both from New York. So, Nikki Chanel, Nikki from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Just be 100. Be 100 with it. I mean, since he's comfortable telling somebody, oh, that document is in your grandmother's panani, since he's comfortable saying, and that's live on air that he said that, and he repeated that. Since he was comfortable live on, well, okay, it was not his live stream, he was on the phone. Okay, fine. Young Fowl recorded this stuff. I don't know if it was a live stream, but he did record that on the phone. Frankie Sanetta said his mother to come suck my, you know what? I guess it would be comfortable if we're asking, okay, Sanetta, what's up with Nikki? Did you sleep with Nikki when she was 15 years old and you were in your 30s? I mean, the truth would set you free, Sanetta. There's probably statutes of limitation, and maybe Sanetta, and greetings, Vibina, I'm gonna, let you speak as usual. Sanetta dealt with the child molestation when it came to Africa Bambaataa. He interviewed Hassan Campbell. We've seen other people who talked about it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gossiping then. It was information. He also had Ronald Savage, Steve Binger, I think his nickname or hip hop name is nickname. So, well, yeah. Ronald Savage worked for some law about statute of limitation, and I think the law was passed to extend the length of the statute of limitation, or basically the time period when you can file a complaint against somebody regarding a crime or offense. Maybe that's what Sanetta is not cool with Ron Savage anymore, because it's like, hey, it's dangerous for me, it's time for me. But I'm saying maybe. I'm not making any accusation. B. Bennett, feel free to speak, brother.
Yeah, bro. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. The sound is crisp now.
Oh, it's crisp. Man, these cheap headphones I have to get for work. They're disposable, so you never know what's going to happen when I'm using them. But it's about this thing with hold on 2 seconds.
Yeah, feel free, brother. I know what it is with the children.
Yeah. I'm just they just hanging out with me for a second while in the same area. But check this out, man. This thing where they bring up like FBAs versus non-FBAs and all of that. Well, I don't know what kind of town they grew up in, but in DC where I grew up in, it's an international city. And I'm suspecting New York would be similar, Chicago would be similar, Los Angeles would be similar, Atlanta, because people tend to go where the money is, right? Everybody. Well, in a city like DC, it's heavily African American, right? Historically, right? People that migrated from the South and things like this. And so our families are pretty much African American a lot. But we've always had non-African Americans that also come to those cities because they find it a safe haven. It's a place where if the local or foundational, if you want to call them that, I just say African Americans, if they had a good life and could find a way, well then we always assimilated others into our group. So, and assimilate doesn't mean you lose your heritage or anything like that. Because, of course, if you're from Jamaica, you know your grandparents or your great grandparents are from Jamaica. But what it means is you adapt some of the local ways so that you know how to get around town and move. That's all it means, right? So when these guys bring out this thing about FBA in this kind of way as a retort to rape, it's just the most bizarre thing, because it's like you talking about these ethnic groups in a way that doesn't even make sense anyway, but you're going to use that as a response to rape, pedophilia,
Yeah,
and deviation.
Keep black of America out of your mouth. And indeed, you're correct. That's probably what he meant. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's funny? Kool Herc, DJ Kool Herc, he's of Jamaican descent, and he's
Right.
credited as you know the founding father, one of the founding person of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? With the DJing. You know what I'm saying? You know, from how did he call it again? Um, the sound system, the Jamaican sound system. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Tariq Nasheed, I heard him like basically saying that Kool Herc was not the initiator or the founder, that there was some other people, and he tried, and at one point I think he was ready to make a documentary, you know, but they had some hip hop anniversary kind of award, and they gave the kudos to DJ Kool Herc. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just too difficult, you know, just like when you try to yeah, go ahead, brother.
I mean, this is the thing. I don't agree with how the discussion is framed in general, because it kind of puts one group against the other. Everybody knows that there's always a lineage, and everybody also knows that there's always people inserting things into it as it progresses and grows. So, if people want to coin it hip hop and say that it's Kool Herc or these three people, it's kind of like a issue with American music in general, because American music, it has a lineage. Rock and roll has a lineage, hip hop, and they all come through the blues. So you're going to see people rapping in the blues before what is called hip hop existed. You're going to see people breakdancing in the 40s and the 50s before it was coined hip hop. And indeed, you probably see some of the elements coming from South America too. So long before hip hop existed, there was already this merging and sharing, and for survival purposes. So I don't like how they frame it. To me, almost everybody that talks about it is kind of coming from a desperate point of view, like me, instead of just saying, Pan American music is Pan American music. And by the way, Pan American music, we borrow a lot from Africa too. So what is the deal? We borrow mostly from Africa. What is the deal? If it's our ancestors largely come from Africa, so what is the fight about? So I don't like any of the conversation about when it comes to music. But when it comes to this thing about these ironies in it, like you were saying, why doesn't Sarnetta like Hassan Campbell anymore, or like B Stinger? Why is that? And why doesn't Hassan Campbell like Sarnetta anymore? I think there's something to this, because if you're either in this type of thing, you're either a perpetrator, or you're a victim, or you're a person on the sideline that doesn't like it, or you're a person on the sideline that knows people that have been involved in it and just don't want to expose them, right? So you have these kind of like four dynamics. So I think what happens in a city like New York is some of these people interact with each other, and some of these people on one side, they interact with each other and they know things about each other, and that's the worst thing. So you move the other direction when you do. It's like a magnet. If you turn the magnet the opposite side and try to force it together, it goes the other way. They don't stick together, they push away. You see what I mean? And I think that's what you're kind of seeing. Like, I hate to say it, but it's just the beans are going to be spilled, brother. I mean, the beans are just going to be spilled slowly. It's already happening, and it's only going to get worse. And all the people that know something, if they didn't speak up about what they know from the beginning, they're going to fall. That's all that. Yeah,
I agree with you, brother, because um I have several clips, and in my extended intro, we see all the instances where Sinai was saying, "Yeah, Mighty Hebrew went to jail for that." You know what I'm saying? But the Hebrews covered for Hebrews. On the some other instance, he was like, yeah, many Hebrews will like do that. You know what I'm saying? Many Hebrews like can do, do teach that you can have sex with, with a minor as long as she has a period. He said, okay, I don't want to give any names, but many of them do that. And he talked about Nasi, and I played also earlier when he was pressing Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nasi a pedophile. He stated out of his own mouth. So all of a sudden, all of a sudden, and we had discussion about that. He came on my platform. We talked about it. All of a sudden, the guy turned against me. So I'm sure he got some phone call, either from the Nation of Islam, because I wanted to play that clip of Farrakhan. And actually, I will play it after. So you know what? Let me just play it now so people can get some context. So maybe he got a phone call from the Nation of Islam because I played that clip, which is only 3 minutes long, but Sanada stopped halfway through. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't take the pressure. Maybe even received some text messages, you know what I'm saying, or phone calls, or some Hebrews or non-Hebrews who know some things about him or his surroundings, close ones, loved ones, and they told him, oh, it's like that now. Well, we're going to let it be known about you. You know what I'm saying? And the irony of life is that just a few days ago, found out about the girl Nikki. And people said that she was 15. And when I say people, that's Enki. And Enki and Sana were once like that, because a lot of time people say, well, Enki and Polite were like that. But Enki and Sanetta were like that. You know what I'm saying? They were very, very, very close. Some people came on the scene a few years back, so they didn't see that. But we've seen that. I've seen that. I remember Sanetta being with Enki. They went somewhere to eat, and Enki, was picking. It was like a buffet type of place. He was picking some of the food, and Sanetta told him, "Oh, you're gonna get some chicken." And Enki laughed because Enki, I understand that he doesn't eat meat. You know what I'm saying? But Enki was, doing like talking about health, medicine, and Enki came on the Ali Muhammad, the same Ali Muhammad who showed the fake PhD. But anyway, I remember during the Blog Talk Radio we talked about that. Enki was in the street like doing consultation, health consultation. You know what I'm saying? Not to say medical consultation. And Enki was dressed in the white, the white garb of the the doctor. So somebody on the Blog Talk Radio was talking about this. We were laughing. It was a bit funny. And Enki had I don't know the name of that tool, but the tool when you look at the eyes, Enki had that and was looking at people's eyes. So he was just doing consultations in the street. Who filmed that? You know what I'm saying? So they were very close. So just so that people understand, I'm gonna play that 3-minute clip. So you're gonna have 3 minutes, brothers and sisters, if you wanna, use the bathroom or get some drink, and then we'll be right back. This is Minister Louis Farrakhan's anti-black speech. That's how I label it, anti-black speech. Now, some of you may say it's supremism, it's high knowledge. I agree with that. Fine, feel free.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you're so busy frying it. That's why you're so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black, but they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion.
All right. So what I wanted to say earlier, I did not finish my thought, is that if indeed it is true that the picture of Katazar's mother was shown, and I presume and I hope it was public, like on social media, like Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, TikTok, because I don't think it was hacked. If it's hacked, if it was private and made public, it's not cool. But I think they got it from social media. But we'll find out eventually. I don't think they'll talk about it too much, because if indeed a picture of Katazar's parents, let's say, was showed, so we see both the mom and the dad, and both of them are white, then it's embarrassing for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they claim that those people are black. You know what I'm saying? Even though they may be tricky, doing tricknology and use the word Israelite, but Israelite for them is synonymous with black. You see? So then I could understand why Tazariak is upset and like, I'm not going to debate then. No. They hurt my feelings. They show my brother's parents, and we can clearly see they are both non-black. So I'm not going to debate. It's
Right, but
disrespectful.
yeah, but it is. They scared. He's like, oh, that's so disrespectful. But when you join their organization, they're going to disrespect you. They're going to just disrespect everybody inside and outside. They're going to call Martin Luther King a what? You see what I mean? They're going to, yeah, and then they're going to, exactly. Who is it they don't disrespect? And then all of a sudden, when nature takes its course and turns and directs itself towards them, then they show you how shallow they are and how flimsy they are and how shook they are about these kind of things. And the worst part about it is that it's like nature is more unrelenting, unforgiving, because it doesn't even come at you cursing. Nature just comes at you shedding the light on you.
True. And lately, it's so amazing. The revelations that we had. It's just so amazing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I never thought I would hear about Sanetta. And like I was saying, Enki and Sanetta were very close. So it is Enki, Minister Enki. Some people call him Dr. Enki. He's on tape and I've played it. He said that Sanetta was having sex with a 15-year-old girl called Nikki Chanel. Shh, Merut, shh. Attends, Merut. So Sanetta still, to this day, I've never heard. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm saying I haven't seen. Shh, Merut, arrête, Merut. Merut, shh. I'm sorry. I have not heard Sanetta denying that. He's been very evasive, looking very uncomfortable. Have you seen, brother, when Sanetta touched on Nikki, say, "Oh, don't tell me about Nikki." Did you see Sanetta addressing it?
I saw, yeah, I saw something about, I saw something about Inky talking about Sonetta and this 15-year-old, right? Or yeah, and this minor, and they said that he in the video, it was Inky saying that that Sonetta dated this girl while she was a minor, and then he went to jail for a year, and then when he got out, he still dated her. And then Inky was saying that that is a clear sign that no, he's in a relationship. This was not just like a one-time mistake, you could say. This was
Yes,
a real relationship. That's according to those videos that where Inky's talking.
that's what he said. But actually, you see, brother, if you have time, that live stream that you went on Queen's Throne, and the one that I went on later on, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's in that live stream that we see Sa addressing it. And he's like, basically, don't tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? And like show the proof or whatever. Um, I think he even tells his sister, like, it's like a rumor, so I don't have to address that. you know. But if you ask Queen's Throne, she may be able, maybe even be able to tell you the timestamp. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not mistaken, it is on that same live stream that we went on. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
do?
saw something like that. I
Oh
saw a
yeah,
little response. It's true.
yeah.
It's true.
And he looked very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. And basically, he just didn't want to address it. But the funny thing is that he didn't say it's not true. And that's what kills me. It's like the guy King Ty, the ICPK member who went to jail for child molestation, was convicted for that. He was found guilty for that. As we have all seen, he hasn't said, I didn't do it. He hasn't said, I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? And for
Exactly.
Sanetta to not just state, no, it's not true. No, I didn't date Nikki. He might not say I didn't have sex with Nikki because it's not good look if she's 15 and he was in his 30s. But he didn't even say I did not date Nikki because he knows it's not a good look. So maybe back in the days, because it's like what, probably like 20 years ago or so. Maybe back in the day, that's how people used to get down. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, there was a video from the Zulu Nation members, and a sister from the Zulu Nation was talking and addressing Poppy Hassan Campbell, and she was telling him, "I'm sorry that you went through all this. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. I want to talk to you. I didn't know about all that." She had compassion and love for Hassan Campbell. But then, and I talked about it already, you know what I'm saying? And maybe somebody has the video, Then a guy who was
Well, it's a
mature,
pattern.
he came and he said, "Oh, when it was going up and shit, I'm sorry for the S bomb. When we were going up and stuff, Puni didn't have no age." And I said Puni not to say the P word, you know what I'm saying? And he kept saying that, and then everybody was getting away from the from the angle of the camera because you could tell they were embarrassed by the dude. So maybe back in the day, hey, that's how they used to get down. It is what it is. But truth will set him free. So this way he won't be blackmailed. This way he will not receive phone calls. I've played the clip of Farrakhan's speech. That's their doctrine. That's what Elijah Muhammad taught. Some people criticize Farrakhan for that. And they're like, oh, Malcolm didn't teach that. Well, Malcolm did state, and I've played it. I might have it still on my channel, that we didn't have kinky hair. Of course, Malcolm X didn't make that spin that Farrakhan made, but for the record, that's the Nation of Islam teaching. That's the Nation of Islam doctrine, So when I was inside of this platform, Frankie stopped me from playing that clip. He only went halfway. He was very uncomfortable. Maybe he got some phone calls from the NOI, and they told him, look, man, if you don't get that stuff to stop right now, we're going to let it be known about how you get down. Or maybe it was some Hebrews or lights. You know what I'm saying? Because, V. Bennett, some people said that it was alleged that Mighty Hebrew was bragging about, committing act of violence towards those who criticize the Mighty Hebrews crew or Hebrew organization. So maybe he got some phone. Sanada switched so quick, it's obvious that something happened because he was speaking now regarding those child molesters. He was, and then all of a sudden, he just switched and said, oh, that's gossiping, that's slander and all that. So maybe they have some info on him, and maybe Nikki is not the only one. Who knows? But what's for sure, Minister Enki is on record saying that Sanetta was having sex with a 15-year-old girl called Nikki Chanel from Harlem.
But what's interesting is you did say it. Inky said the same thing in one of his video clips. He said that Polite never said he didn't do it. And now you're saying Sonetta, in regards to this claim, he never said he didn't do it. And I would suspect that it's reasons why, because that's the easiest thing to say to clear your name is I didn't do it. But if you
Yeah.
say that, what comes after, if you did and people know about it, they will obviously try to bring the proof forward if you make the claim that you didn't,
Yeah.
because that's just like the natural order of things. You say you didn't, now somebody has the right to come and say, "Oh, yes, now you're lying, but you did." And
Yeah.
here's why, and
Yeah.
I, so I,
It's so easy. It's so easy to
yeah,
say I
so I,
didn't do it.
yeah, and that's what an innocent person would say instantly, and I don't think it's just with well, not innocent, but that's what you usually hear from an innocent person. You will definitely hear an innocent person say I didn't do it. They won't hold back. A person that's being accused of something will instantly start fighting back, and those would be the first words. But yeah, and it's not just with this kind of thing of deviancy like this. It's just in general. When you get accused of something, you say no because it's offensive to be accused of something. The nastier it is, it could be theft, it could be lying in general, it could be this kind of stuff. And usually a person who doesn't get down like that would be offended by those kind of claims and say, hell no, I didn't do it. And not only that, what's up? We got to meet and talk this out. You saying I did this? Well, then show and prove. What's the deal? You would march to the house of the person, even. You see what I mean? I mean, that's what I would do. You know, I would do it. As long as I know that that I'm not going to get myself into a violent situation where somebody got to get hurt, because I don't want to go to jail. But most circumstances are like that when somebody lies. You can defend yourself. You can approach somebody yourself and discuss it. It's not always going to turn into something violent. It's just like, what's up? Why are you saying this about me? You know what I mean? But either you show and prove or stop saying that about me. Period. You know. And how would you like for that to be done to you? But I don't. I think in this situation, man, like I was saying before, it's a cesspool. So you're going to see a lot of things that don't make sense. Like you said it before, Hassan Campbell don't like he doesn't like Sonetta, you know, and then it's just this whole thing. All of them they can't match up, and usually when you have like minds, they cling, boom, or you not like minds, but usually when there's something, you get something from the other side, it's like cling. Well, it's obvious that these guys are not clinging. They're in the same area. They start off talking about similar things, and then all of a sudden they don't want nothing to do with each other. So if the issue is really to solve the problem, you would see them work through that to solve the problem. So I don't suspect that any of the talk that they do, that any of the behavior that they are about, is about solving the problem, because maybe something will, the finger will get pointed back at them and somebody will bring something up. It's just called being imperfect people, but nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. But the difference is in character is how you deal with your imperfections. And and there's people that do that every day. They admit what they do and they move forward. That's what convicted criminals do every day. A lot of convicted criminals, you hear, they leave jail and they say, don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. What I did was messed up. It's going to mess up your life. I paid my time, and now I want to help the community. That's what most of them say, you know. And believe it or not, the psychopaths even have to say that before they even get let out on the street again. They got to admit this stuff. Otherwise, they won't ever get out. And but these guys, it's just part of our community, part of what we got to go through. We got to learn these lessons about character through watching them fall off one by one, through watching them get caught up in their own situations, and while we watch others that know how to work together and move forward and be positive examples for the community. So, I mean, it's ugly to watch, but there's always the yin and the yang, you know. You can learn from both.
Yeah, and I made a mistake. It wasn't it wasn't Queen's Thrones live stream. This is the video he's in the chat, so everybody can see it. You see, so we have the video entitled "Sanetta and Nikki, are the allegations true?" Now that video is actually 1 year old. It was uploaded a year ago. You see, Probably for somebody from Detroit. But
Yeah, this is the one I saw. The one.
all right. So just so people can know what we're talking about, let's listen up. This is Minister Inky. For those who don't know him, he was a regular on the House of Rape, House of Consciousness. He knows Sarnetta very well. Sarnetta knows him very well. You know what I'm saying? And they were cool, then they fell out, then they were cool again. Now, when they fell out, Sarnetta released a video and he said, Enki stole my computer. After that, Enki replied, blah, 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 and then they were cool again. You know what I'm saying? But let's listen up.
Yes, who's going to night? I wanted to talk about Frank Gary. Okay.
Shut it down in a minute. See if somebody come in. Nobody called in and asked nothing.
Nothing.
About what's going on for the past 2 days. Peace and Black Power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
So I be scamming and shit like that, but we seen his arrest record, so we know he ain't no pedophile at least, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I beg to differ because I was there. Hold on. Hold on. Are you gonna tell us that Sarnetta's a pedophile, nigga? Actual facts. Let me tell you something, yo. And it all came out with this polite shit. And like I said, I'm watching how they going at you. And I'm like, yo, tell the truth to shame the devil, man. That's the bottom line. And years ago, I'm just looking at that Tasha K arrest record. I'm looking at that arrest record and I'm looking at the dates. And as I look at the dates, I said, wait a minute. This is during the time when Frankie was going out with a 15, 16-year-old girl when he was in his 30s. Let me say that again. And I'm from home. Chill, bro. Chill. I send you my number, yo. Chill. You can't call in. You can call me up and we could go on the phone. We could do a FaceTime. We could do all that. Bro, you can't call in. You can't. It's the climate in the community is too crazy to throw a smear campaign on a nigga like that. Smear campaign. I got the girl name and everything. I know where the girl is at. She'll confirm it herself. Whoa. So this is home. So you want to know why he protected Polite? Because he defends what Polite do. Hold on. So you saying that you know that Sarnetta was 30 years old with a 15-year-old girl he was having sex with? 33. I don't know, family. What's the girl name then? Where's she from? Like, how do we know this is real? Again, every man got to defend himself. So he getting at you, he throwing smear campaigns. This is on him. And like I said, I'll leave you my contact information if you ever want to get back at me. And when he get on the line with me, he know what it is. The girl name was Nikki. Ask him about Nikki from 150th Street. And what was he doing with Nikki?
Ask me no fucking questions about no fucking Nikki. Who is Nikki? You tell me. And if I knew it and then I tell you who she was, you wouldn't fucking know her.
Ask him that question. That's the question that needs to be asked. So that nigga's phone. And I used to see how we used to say all that shit on 125th Street. That was nothing but divide and conquer. All you did was put us against each other for 20 years. That's why we don't got shit. While you driving around in Mercedes Benzes and all that shit through Harlem.
My Benz been gone a long time ago. In case you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I got a BMW right now. But that's my personal.
Years divided and conquered. For 20 years, we battling each other all day, every day. All year, every year, for 20 years. But again, you want to see what's in the dark comes to the light. With this shit with Polite now, the gloves are off. Because we grown-ass men right now, we can't defend this in our community anymore. You gotta tell the truth to shame the devil. So I'm gonna leave you my contact information because I know people calling in. Fuck? No, ain't nobody else calling in. Niggas is in shock. You just fucked up my whole show. What? Yo, it's the truth. What the fuck? It's the truth. Quran, 150th. You know who I be?
Quran from 150th? 150th and what?
St. Nicholas.
Quran from 150th and St. Nicholas. And this and Nikki is from 150th and St. Nicholas too, or no?
All the same block. All the same block.
Wow.
We all lived in the same building.
Okay. Oh, so you lived in the building. So hold on. So let me you know what, I don't even want to make jokes because it's so serious. But I was gonna say you sound like somebody who was trying to hit it and mad because one of the older niggas was hitting it. Because that's how it usually be. It be grown ass, old ass pervert niggas messing with the young niggas girls.
Of course, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. The girl always used to say she had an older boyfriend.
You know what, brother? I'm gonna make just another live stream with that title. So it's gonna be the new question now, you know, and we're gonna see what his answer is. You know, it's easy to say no, it's not true. I didn't do it. You know, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
brothers.
it is easy to say. It's
Yeah, it's
definitely
easy to say. You just say
I mean,
like you know, Sinetta is on tape on his own platform talking about Garfield Reed degree, and he said, you know, just show the degree. That's it. End of story. So I'm gonna say, you know, just answer the question. You know, Frankie can just say no, it's not true. I didn't. And maybe by asking the question, did I have sex with a 15-year-old girl? He might say no, because she was 16. Because the guy said 15, 16. But later on, I think he will stick to 15. You know, so maybe in the title I will put 15-16. You know, so you know, but
yeah,
all he has to say is no, it's not true, because you know we have people in Harlem. They know each other, they know the building, so they can say, oh no, it's not true. But some people must say, hey, hold on, man. We know you, we know her. Stop lying. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. So join me in less than 5 minutes. All right, brothers and sisters. So I'll see
okay.
you then.
All right. Hold on.